Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it is time for my client Garrett's vlog. And Garrett is pretty much a late intermediate, as most of you know. Today was his 1+ set week, which means we go with 95% of his training max on his big four, and we try to get as many reps as we can with good form and without grinding and no missed reps. And he did really, really good this week. So to put it into context, I believe he got 3 reps on the bench with 95% training max, which means he's ready for a small bump in the training max. His squat, he got 5. Press, he got 5. And deadlift, I believe he got 7. All right, so the deadlift is just climbing. And to put in perspective what his numbers were for some of those, the better stuff, the overhead press, he got 140 for 5 reps. He pulled 350 for 7. Okay. He's going to deadlift 500 pounds for sure this year. I think he'll hit it this summer. Right, I think we'll be there this summer. So again, our supplemental work hasn't changed much for this block. We're going to start rotating some of it a little bit. I keep it pretty consistent for him. It's real basic. His upper body accessory work tends to be dumbbell rows, right? Dumbbell chest presses, and pull-ups. Now we do some face pulls and stuff here too, which again we put a set in later in the blog so you can see the face pulls. But largely for him, it's stuff like, look, we've got to build up his chest, his upper back, his legs. All right, we've got to build all that up. A lot of people have noticed you don't have much arm work for him. No, not really. He doesn't need it. The same that some of my other guys do. And keep in mind, we don't just do unlimited amounts of work. You know, everyone comes in and thinks, oh, well, I can just do tons of sets. I can hammer every body part with direct work. No, you can't. You're not going to recover. You're going to beat up your tendons. I get more and more to where I almost want to limit my lifters. And I wish I could get some of my guys on board with this. Some of my conjugate guys won't listen. I can't really get them on board with this idea. But a lot of my lifters, especially the ones who we do a lot of barbell work like this, I would like to limit them to 4 exercises per workout. So that at that point, you've got to ask yourself, do I have room for curls or tricep extensions or rope press downs or whatever? And you might actually, because some of my other guys we do, because you know why? They're weak enough and they can get enough development off of their big lifts that I can throw in a few curls or some rope press downs or whatever, because we're only doing 2 exercises, 2 big movements. But some of these other guys, they need more workload in certain areas. And so we don't have room for that. Really depends on what's going on with the lifter and their weak points. But if you guys notice when he had the short sleeves on, he's got decent bicep and arm development. He's got good arm development relative to his size. Okay, it doesn't mean they can't be bigger, but you know what? Pull-ups and benching and overhead pressing will build your arms. All those dumbbell presses, they build your arms. His aren't lagging. So we don't care. We need to really put that work into bigger movements for him. That's where he needs the workload. And again, we're pretty consistent. The squat day, as you guys see, we basically just squat. We do goblet squats and we do ab work. All right, that's what he does. But it's a lot of volume. People are like, it's not many movements. Well, except that it's after the heavy work, it's 5 by 10 squats and then 5 sets of goblet squats. That's technically, if we count all the ramp ups, that's 13 sets. That's a lot. Do you really need anything else? Even the hanging leg raises work adductors. Overhead press day, again, the same stuff. We do pull-ups. He does overhead pressing. He does some face pulls, things like that. Pretty simple. And some of the chest pressing, I may reduce some of the dumbbell presses, but he seems to respond to them well. I may not really pull him out because he responds well to them. They've done a lot for bringing up his bench because, again, his pecs lag. Notice his overhead press is fine. We don't have any supplemental work for his overhead press. And he just did 140 for 5 reps. He's fine. It's coming along. So I tend to put his supplemental work tends to be bench oriented. So we try to work on the chest more. We try to work on the upper back more. Hence, we're seeing some of the wider grip pull-ups. We do face pulls. We do the one-arm dumbbell rows because that's where we need the work. So I don't throw extra shoulder work in either because his press is coming along fine. Okay, we have face pulls. We got rows. We got overhead pressing. His delts are being worked just fine. But you see from the side there, and he turns. Again, that's why we don't need much arm work. His chest and stuff is behind his arms. So we don't care about it. Right? We need to keep muscles in balance for strength purposes. Deadlifting, he was on fire this week again. 7 reps with 95% of his training max. So 7 reps with 350. All right, we're up into the 400s. You know, if you guys could calculate his max off this, it's probably 430 or so. In the ballpark. Maybe a little higher. Maybe a little higher. He's responded really well to the deadlift volume. Right? He responded well to it. And so, again, that's what we do. Then we do 5x10 with lightweight after the main work. And we do Romanian deadlifts. And then, again, more hanging leg raises, which you guys will see coming up. So, again, the question comes up of why this lifter, why the RDLs? He needs the leg work. He needs the leg work. And I just realized I have a lot of clients who do good mornings, and probably people have noticed there's not many good mornings going on right now in your vlogs, and I just now realized that. Yeah, probably not. I don't want that to paint the picture to say that some of my clients don't do a lot of good mornings, because they do. It depends on what's going on with the lifter and what system we're using. I use more good mornings on conjugate than I do on these 5-3-1 type trainings, right? I do a lot more because we do so much pulling volume, right? I don't like the good mornings as much. My conjugate guys do, keeping in mind, people are like, there's at least a dozen clients out there we've seen vlogs with. Yeah, but that's less than half my clients, guys. So I don't know that it fully paints an accurate picture. It does because it gives you guys a good highlight. I mean, if I've got, 8 clients vlogging at any given time, that gives you a good sample, but it's not always indicative because a lot of my conjugate guys, we don't vlog. They're not necessarily interested. They don't want to. They've got their own reasons not to, my longer time guys like that. So some of them do a little bit different stuff. A lot of their training still looks very, very similar to what you guys saw me doing when I was running conjugate. And I've still got, 6 or 7 longer term clients who train that way, where we're doing speed squats with the safety bar and, against bands and chains. And I mean, that actually is still a sizable chunk of the clients. But for a lot of these other guys, no, we don't. Now, he got some slings. He tried the slings. He's like, these things are terrible. I'm like, well, it's because you're 6'4", Garrett. We laughed about it. They're a little awkward for him to do this because of his height in that rack. You guys see how tall he is now. It's like, holy shit. Yep. All right, guys, that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.